Rise and grind, gears. My name is Tetsyumi, and welcome back to episode 23 of our Terraria 1.4 Calamity mod playthrough. I don't know if you guys saw that on the video, but there was some weird lag when I was flying over here. I don't know why. I have been getting such, like, weird, small, like, subtle lag spikes. You saw it last episode when I was trying to, like, craft a bunch of bars of something. It was lagging, and then just now I got this random lag when I was just flying around. It's weird. I don't know. But gamers, in today's episode, we only have 2 goals to set out and accomplish, and both of them are actually going to be boss-related. But today, we are going to try and take down Dragon Folly, and also Providence, which is one of my favorite bosses in all the Calamity mods, so I am very excited to see how that has changed over the years, because if you guys remember the last episode, we defeated the, what are they called? The Profane Guardians, and even that boss fight, which I thought was going to be really, like, straightforward, was super different to how I remember it being, you know, all those years ago when I first played through the Calamity mod, so I'm super excited to see what Providence is going to be like, given that, you know, it's one of my favorite bosses in the entire mod. And with that being said, there's actually only one thing we even need to do to prepare for fighting these bosses, and that is straight up just craft the summoner for Dragonfall. We don't even need to craft the one for Providence, because that was actually dropped by the Profane Guardians here. We have this Profane Core. So all we need to do is craft, I think it was called, like, the exotic, something or ever. Here it is, the exotic pheromones, this is it. And, yeah, we already have everything we need to craft it, so, we can just straight up get it, so here we go. And we can make our way over to our jungle arena, which I have updated just a little bit. You guys can see that I've actually added one more platform in the middle here, and I've also added a few of these bast statues, and also some of these fountains, because basically, this boss fight is the kind that will enrage if it's not inside the biome, and the biome we need to fight it in is the jungle. So what I did is I, just, you know, went up here in the sky, and I put down a lot of these jungle fountains, so just in case we ever fly too far away from the ground, we can still technically be in the jungle biome. And, also, like, on a similar note, I did the same thing with these hollowed water fountains, because for Providence, we need to fight that boss in the hollowed, so I figured what we can do is we can just use the same exact arena, and we'll just turn off the jungle fountains, and we'll turn on the hollow ones, and you guys can see the background eventually will change to the hollowed background, and it'll technically be the hollowed biome, but because I have all these other fountains turned on right now, it's not gonna do that, or at least I think. I haven't actually tested that, but let's see, if we actually do, yeah, there you go, you guys can see it. It does work. I'm actually glad. I probably should have tested that before I started recording, but you know what, it is what it is. So this boss, as far as I know, is a newer one to Calamity. I don't think I have seen it before, so I guess let's just get into the fight. I don't think there's any sort of, like, time discrepancy or anything, but just in case, I'm gonna set it to early morning. And yeah, here we go. Let's just spawn this thing in. Ooh, okay. So what is it doing here? It's got some, like, not homing, but it's got some, like, spikes it's shooting at us. It summons some minions. There's, like, a big bird, and then these these 3 smaller birds, which is very cool. Oh wow, I did not think I actually got the parry there, but that's very cool. So it looks like the smaller birds don't have too much health, because they're already, like, halfway down. One of them's about to die, actually, already. So that's very good for us. Wow, this boss is... It does some damage, I will say. It does do some damage, but honestly, it does not seem like it's gonna be too terribly hard, unless there's, like, a second phase or something. So yeah, I guess I'll just keep, like, dodging it around, being, like, a little bit extra cautious, and, we'll see what happens. Are you kidding me? What? It was at 1% health? Oh my god. I don't know if you guys could, like, hear this at all, but I was trying so hard to mash my rage button, and it just wasn't working, and I swear to god, if I had rage active, I would have easily done enough damage to take down the boss before it killed me. That was so unfortunate. I do think, like, for sure we have this boss fight in the bag. It's honestly not too hard, but I could have done the one and done. Damn, unlucky. And there we go. Okay. Oh wow, this thing is okay. This thing is still still active, whatever it is. I don't think I've actually ever run into this thing. Whatever this big pillar here is. I just assumed it did damage, and I think I was right because I think it did take a good chunk of my health off there. But okay, you know what? Second attempt. That was pretty good. That was a great attempt and also a pretty fun fight. Alright, I mean, let's go ahead and go back to my base and I guess open up the treasure bag. Honestly, I kind of didn't expect it to even drop a treasure bag because it felt way more like, almost like a mini-boss than an actual fully fledged boss. But you know what? I will take it. So 3, 2, 1, bam. And what did we actually get? Ooh, we got, it looks like a lot. First off, we got some of these effulgent feathers, which I don't really know how to pronounce. I think that's right. But I know that this is a super good crafting material for this armor set, the Sylvia armor set, which I think we're still a little bit off. We need some of this Adescent Spirit Essence, which I have no idea how to get. But I do know that this armor set is supposedly really, really good. I'm pretty sure, at least. We also got this red lightning container. Permanently increases the duration of rage mode by 1 second. Hell yeah, go ahead and throw that on right now. Oh, I never actually realized this, but there's these little orbs under the rage and adrenaline meters, and that shows how many, like, upgrades you have for it. That is really cool. I never noticed that before. Okay. Yeah, sick. We also got the, just the mask, which is cool. This Dynamo Stem Cells, 10% increased movement speed. Ranged weapons have a chance to fire mini swarmers. Grants immunity to Dragonfire and Electrified. Ooh, what is mini swarmers? I don't know, but that sounds pretty cool. Maybe I can try that out in a little bit. And lastly, we got this thing called, I think, Gilded Proboscis? I think, which isn't proboscis the type of monkey? Isn't it, like, there's a proboscis monkey? Something like, I don't know. But this does a lot of melee damage, and it looks like it's a true melee thing. So is it like a spear? Oh, it's a lance. Wow, okay, damn. And it heals the player on enemy hits. I wonder how good the healing is. Let's go ahead and try that out. I wonder if it'll even work on a training dummy. This does a lot of damage. This does a lot of damage. I mean, this, like, also in combination with the hide of Astrum Deus, because this, like, true melee damage, you know, makes these stars fall from the sky. That's really cool. I do honestly really want to give this weapon a try, and you know what? I might try it against Providence, but I feel like just that boss, I need to be so agile to avoid all of the attacks and stuff that, like, it's, like, such a risk-reward thing, right? Because, like, this is technically true melee, my Arc of the Elements here, but, like, even this still has the projectile that it fires, so, like, and also, on top of that, it has, like, the parry system, where if I hit a parry, I'll be, like, temporarily invincible, but this is just, like, straight up, it's just straight up a lance, so, I don't know, I might try it, I will consider trying it, but I think I might just keep having to run with the Arc of the Elements, but, gamers, with that being said, I mean, it is simply just that time. We can now go ahead and defeat Providence. That is the next boss we have down here. And I guess the last thing that I technically want to do this episode, it depends on how well this goes. Also, sorry, I completely forgot to read the lore to Dragon Folly. But I'm sure that if you guys want to read the lore, you guys can find that yourselves. But as I was saying, I guess now we just go straight into Providence, right? Like, as far as I know, like, this is our gear. The only technical upgrade that I can do is, like, I could upgrade myself into just the regular, like, Luminite, like, the solar armor for melee. But, I mean, this Astral set has been working for me so far, so honestly, I think it should be fine. I guess let's just go into attempt number 1. Alright, gamers, and here we are back in our jungle arena, and I went ahead and got myself a few more of these hollowed water fountains, and just dotted them around the arena, because I really want to make sure that we keep this fight in the hollowed biome, even though we're technically in the jungle, because I really don't want it to enrage. And I think now the last thing we have to do is I think we just have to go ahead and make it daytime, because I think, again, it will enrage, yeah, it says it right down there, enrages if fought during the nighttime or when not inside the hollow or underworld. So, I guess with all that being done, I think we're ready to take on this boss. I really don't expect to win this first attempt, because I remember this boss being pretty tricky. But I guess with that being said, let's go ahead and just get into it. Yeah, enough dilly-dallying, let's just go ahead and do it. There we go. Oh my god! Look at you, Providence! The sprite is honestly pretty similar to how I remember it being. Wow, it is so loud. Oh my god, it is so loud. And you can see it has kind of the same general attacks as the Guardians did, where it's firing out the fireballs and those like kind of spear-ish things. And yeah, I am so glad that I added more water fountains, because you need to be so incredibly mobile in this fight, it's not even funny. Wow. Whoa. Wow. I died so fast. I died so fast. I also saw a really cool fire particle effect on my character. Okay. What was that thing that we just got from Dragon Folly? That might honestly really help with this boss fight. The thing where the equipment where I don't take any of that fire damage, that's looking real nice right about now. Alright, I'm back. We're ready for attempt number 2. I did go ahead and get myself the Dynamo Stem Cells, which says it grants immunity to Dragon Fire and Electrified, and I think Dragon Fire is the debuff that Providence puts on us. I mean, maybe. If it's not, I can always just go ahead and switch myself back to the Asgard's Valor or a different accessory. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, with that being said, we're just going to go ahead and go into it. I'm going to try and use the Elemental Lance a little bit in this fight, because I feel like, I mean, one, it's just a cool weapon, but also, I feel like in this fight, we can keep our distance relatively well, so it might be beneficial to have more of a long-range weapon than the Arc of the Elements here. Okay, that didn't work at all, and honestly, I don't even know how I died, so, I think let's just go ahead and keep using the Arc of the Elements, I guess? Alright, so I think that was around maybe my 5th attempt so far, and I have been noticing a few things. So first, when she goes into her, like, I think it's called her, like, cocoon phase, basically when she, like, closes up and just spits out a bunch of projectiles and stays in one place, if you go too far away from her, she puts, like, an effect on you, or she does something that just does a ton of damage, so you kind of are forced to stay a little bit closer when she does that. But that's not too big of an issue. She also just has super high defense, so that phase is mainly you just have to dodge her. And another thing I noticed, and I don't know if this is true or not, but either her hitbox is really small, or she doesn't do contact damage, which would be really, really good for me, especially with this weapon, with this weapon, because I can, you know, go ahead and, like, go right up to her and then parry her, which would be really good. And that's pretty much all I've noticed. I have not gotten far enough in the fight to notice any of her other phases or anything, so I think really this fight is just gonna be get good and dodge, which honestly I'm all for. I'm happy about that. That's what I like doing. That's fine by me. So with that being said, I guess I just have to go and give it a lot more attempts. I will show you guys probably any relevant ones, or like if I get any further or stuff. But with that being said, I guess here's a bunch of me dying. Okay. Probably not gonna show all of that attempt, but that was really good. I got it down to like 40%. That was hard. Okay, again, that was good. I got to, what could possibly be the last phase, or maybe the second phase, but either way, new phase, that's progress. I ran out of heals sometime during that fight, and I honestly should have noticed that sooner. Damn. And just like that, Providence was defeated. Oh my god, sorry, I can see my mic is clipping out of control, but oh my god, there we go. I'm so happy. Wow, and yet, like, literally, I think I honestly would have had it last attempt if I actually had healing potions, but it's fine. It's fine because we did it. Oh my god, that was such a fun fight. That was such a fun fight. Honestly, love that. I think it is still my favorite fight in Calamity. Still one of my favorite fights in Calamity, I will say, because there's a lot of Calamity fights I love. All right, enough. No more celebrating. Let's go ahead and actually get into the drops that we got from Providence. So first off, we got ourselves the Rune of Cause, which is basically just the next summon thing, so we can go ahead and defeat our next few bosses. I'm pretty sure this summons all three of these guys, the Ceaseless Void, the Storm Reaver, and Cygnus. We just gotta do those in various parts of the world. I think Ceaseless Void is in the underworld. Oh, it actually says right here, dungeon. Then we got Storm Reaver in space, and then we got Cygnus in the underworld, so there we go with that. We got ourselves 9 of these Supreme Healing Potions, which is great. I honestly forgot that Providence even dropped these, so I probably shouldn't have made as many of these regular Super Healing Potions as I did. But you know what, there we go, that's very cool. We got ourselves the Providence Relic, obviously, and we got ourselves the Elysian Wings. I don't know how to pronounce that, but that's probably correct. And I think these might be better than the Seraph Tracers. Actually, you know what? I don't even need to say that because I'm pretty sure these go into the next thing to upgrade the Seraph Tracers here, into these Elysian Tracers. But I guess for now, because we don't obviously have the all the necessary crafting materials, I think this is the Devourer of God. So we actually do have still like a decent way down before we can upgrade that. So in the meanwhile, I might replace these. I don't know which one's better, so I'll just take a look at that off camera. And then obviously we got the main event. We have the treasure bags. Let's go ahead and open that up in 3, 2, 1, bam. And, ooh, I saw first off, we got a ton of money from that. We got ourselves the Unholy Essences. We got ourselves Divine Geodes, which is all well and good. These are just more crafting materials. And it looks like we got ourselves the Magic Weapon, which is really just keeping on the theme of us getting a bunch of Magic Weapon drops from all these bosses we've been doing. Because if you guys don't remember, I'm pretty sure we also got both of the Moonlord Magic Weapon drops. We got the Last Prism and also the, what's it called? Like the Lunar Rain, or whatever that weapon is. The other magic weapon from the Moonlord. So, I think with that being said, our next build that we're going to go ahead and go into is definitely going to be a mage build, which is going to be pretty fun. But also, what does this weapon actually do? Is it okay, it's just cool. It's just a cool, like, 3 beams of holy energy in a tight spread. Yes, sir. Yes, that that is what it is. Like a shotgun of holy energy. That's pretty cool. Oh, damn. And I almost actually didn't see. We got one more thing from Providence. We got this spiked blazing core, which sounds pretty cool. It says being hit creates a miniature sun that lingers, dealing damage to nearby enemies, and the sun will also slowly drag enemies into it. And I really don't know how good this is. But I guess for now, we can go ahead and put that in place of this, Dynamo Stem Cells, because we don't really need that anymore now that I don't think we're going to be fighting any more bosses with Dragonfire or Electrified. Alright, gamers, but with those bosses being defeated, I'm going to go ahead and call it an episode there. And honestly, I think this is probably going to be a pretty short episode. And that's kind of a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because I do want to slowly make my episodes a little bit shorter. But a bad thing because I think maybe this is going to be, like, too short, like shorter than I would like them to be. But the reason is, now that we've actually defeated Providence, we have a lot of stuff that we can upgrade, because if you guys don't know, after you defeat Providence, you have access to Eula Bloom Ore, which will spawn in mud blocks, which basically just means it will spawn in the jungle. And after you get Eula Bloom Ore, you can upgrade a lot of stuff. Like, there's a whole new armor set. Let me see if I can see any here just by doing the cheating method of going in here. Can I do this? There's a Shield of Hyrule? That's cool. But here, as you can see, there's a lot of stuff that we can craft now. We obviously have ourselves a whole new armor set, but we also have a ton of new weapons that I definitely want to try out, especially because next episode, we are most likely going to be switching our kit into a mage build. So before we do that, I definitely want to try out some of the melee weapons that we have, because there's stuff like the Terraria and also the true Tyrant's Ulti Sword, which I know are both phenomenal and very, very cool melee weapons. So with that being said, we got a lot of stuff to do next episode, and I have a lot of stuff to do to prepare for that episode, so I'm going to go ahead and call it there with our to-do list being done. So yeah, gamers, with that being said, if you liked the video, please like it. If you liked it, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and definitely tune in for next episode where we again, just do more bosses, upgrade our character more, and yeah, it's just pretty cool. So with that being said, peace.